guess one of the most formative challenges for me was becoming quite a high-profile leader very early on in my career. That was something I had to lean into with absolutely no warm-up time. It was just, you're on, cameras are rolling, let's go, property industry. Hi, my name is Danni Hunter and I'm the Victorian Executive Director at the Property Council of Australia.
Danni Hunter was appointed the Executive Director of the Property Council in December of 2020. Prior to this appointment, Danni spent 6 years as a Victorian CEO of the Urban Development Institute of Australia, Victorian branch, and was the youngest person to hold that role and the first female. Now at the Property Council, Danni advocates across Victoria for diversity within businesses, leadership, housing affordability and homelessness. She does all of this while also being a wife and a mum to 2 young children. She's an inspiring female leader in the property industry, and we hope you're as inspired by her as much as we were.
The role I have at the Property Council and the roles that I've sat in previously have been really varied. There's the parts of it that people see, there's the events, there's the media, there's the advocacy that we do. Perhaps what's less obvious is the member engagement and the government engagement. It's the advisory groups that I sit on, it's the meetings we have with bureaucrats that takes them through an issue, takes them through an industry position, takes them through research that we've been doing, but also engagement we have with members, because we really operate at that intersection of industry and government. And a big part of what I do is listening, and listening to the issues that our members have, listening to the objectives and agenda of government, and trying to influence and bring those things together so that the relationship between our industry, the property industry, and government remains really strong and really collaborative. I'm so lucky in my career working for the property industry that I get to access and talk with and be mentored by industry leaders all over the sector, and also all over government and all over the business community. So for me, it's more around the combination of that leadership advice and the leadership that I've experienced from those people that have really guided me. The Property Council over the past probably 5-10 years has really elevated the issue of gender diversity within the property industry, and it's done that with a really methodical approach. Everything from our 40-40-20 rule on our committees, our panels, and all of the forums that we hold in the Property Council, to the really engaging programs like 500 Women in Property, a mentoring program. We've got a great program called Girls in Property where we go to schools and tell young women, particularly in Year 9, about what the property sector is all about. They're really practical programs aimed at not just engaging with our female colleagues and industry members, but raising the visibility and raising the experiences and raising the voice of females in our industry. Motherhood for me was fairly unexpected in terms of the timing and when we started our family, and there was a lot to juggle. There was the new job, the wonderful new baby, and the new life that my partner and I at the time were building for ourselves. So did I do it all well? No, definitely not. Were there a lot of things I would have done differently? Absolutely. But did we have a wonderful time, and are we raising now 2 incredible children with a strong career for both of us and a really strong family life? Yeah, we're doing that, and we're doing it pretty well. What I would say to people looking at repositioning or refocusing or pivoting in their career is take a different lens to the experience you've had. If you're not comfortable with the direction you're going in, find the bright lights of experience in your career that you perhaps haven't shined out into the world, and try and highlight that and set a point of difference, not just from the perspective of where your career has been so far, but in terms of defining where it is that you want to go next. The most valuable career advice, which I think runs true with a lot of people, is to not go too fast, to slow down, to enjoy and to relish and to learn from the experience that you're having. You don't have to get to the next step too quickly. And so many times in my life I've wanted to move ahead really fast and keep progressing and putting pressure on myself to go forward and go forward and go forward. But stopping, relishing, reflecting on the lessons that you're learning from the experience you're having makes you really remember and cherish and learn from those experiences, and it comes back and replays when it needs to in the future. If I could have any skill or talent that would enhance my life and make me and those around me happy, it would probably be patience. It would be patience, not just in terms of how I hurdle through things at times, but patience with my kids, patience for life. I'm working on it. I love it. And I'm sure by the time I retire, I'll be completely comfortable with going slow. But for now, it's certainly something that I wish I had a bit more of.